Jenga.
It's a word, Jenga.
Well,
There's that fucking chicken again.
I should probably kill that one.
Sounds like it's more than one.
Do you want to? I was gonna ask. Do you want to leave the eggs in the deal that they're sitting on to see if anything happens with them, or?
I haven't seen anything sitting on them.
There's always I've seen ducks and chickens sitting on them.
In the last day or two?
Yeah, even this morning. Yeah, there's a big fat black hen sitting covered in just about the whole damn near one. Nice.
They banning these ones under the stairs. We need to throw those away. I guess just leave them. I was gonna throw them all out.
Okay.
Just let them fucking start over. If you see a hen sitting on them, maybe we just fucking lock her in there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's different ones. I mean, there's a couple of different ones that are sitting on them.
It's that time. I mean,
because there's
I
a red.
don't know anything about them.
There's a big red one that's been sitting on them. Then right now there's a big black one up there on them.
Well,
and then
I've
seen the ducks on
let
them
them go
too.
for a little while then. They got all kinds of chicks at Tractor Supply.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Spearco is moving all his shit to ducks. Like he's moving. He said the ducks are easier. They're fucking easier to deal with. They don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear a fucking duck outside quacking.
They don't serenade you.
The ducks are really standoffish too.
I always kind of thought, like, fuck up a body. If you got any water anywhere, man, they'll have a fucking mess in that. Goat fell in the pond again. Cody pulled it out yesterday. Isaiah,
A baby or a grown one?
No, a little teeny baby. Isaiah said there was a dead one when he came in Saturday.
Yeah, I noticed there was only 3 of them.
Survival of the fittest. So far, they're not being very fit.
So James is on the way over with the big flatbed trailer. And the Tractor Supply get some hog panels. Just put together a pen at the other building and get the goats out of here. That'll take care of. At least all that mushed
Won't be
in
so walked down.
shit.
Yeah. We'll only have small farmyard shit here, or barnyard shit here.
Just keep the chickens.
Did you see his? He went mudding, I guess, this weekend, or
They went
whatever you
to
call it.
Hawks Pride, where the rally raid is.
Yeah.
Where the race is.
They look, they're doing some pretty serious shit.
Yeah, he snapped an axle.
Yeah, I did see a picture of
With
him
the
looking in like
racers
that.
or
I was
whatever,
like, I wonder
No,
what he did.
with his
His
Jeep.
Jeep?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, dude, those things are huge. Like looking at them on the pictures, it was like they're standing on the tires, and the tires are as big as the people. I was like,
Well, he snapped an axle, and they couldn't get it out. They couldn't just pull it out. Normally it's 15-20 minute fix, but he had to take the whole diff out and shit. Just whoever had it before him, I don't know what the deal was with it, but so when Wes.
Well, did he have C-clips in there? Was it a C-clip axle? Or?
I asked him, I said, how long did it take
Because if it's
you
a C-clip,
No.
I mean, if it's not a C-clip, then yeah, you can pull from the sides. But if it's a C-clip, you got to go in there.
Well, you don't want a C-clip axle typically. I mean, that's the weak axle. Like you have a C-clip axle, like you break an axle, you can still drive. But if you got a C-clip, while you're driving, that motherfucker just come right off your truck. Your axle and your wheel assembly just fucking disconnect.
didn't know that.
So, but when Jack and Wes go, they take 2 full work trucks with them. Like they have a full shop. They can weld. They can do everything they need to do out of those 2 trucks right there.
People don't do that a little bit. They go all out.
Yeah.
So what was that at?
It's about a 2-hour drive from here.
I was gonna say it's somewhere not too far, I would guess.
Cool.
I know they were in Summertown, which is a pretty good ways a couple weekends ago, but we've been kind of traveling around doing it.
But there goes your sparkling water.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's gonna get a surprise. Who was that did that the other day? Was it Hicks? James got some water and it was fucking terrible.
I didn't know he did that.
Maybe it was Lindsay. Somebody
drank it and it was the sparkling shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a surprise if you're expecting actual water. I was expecting not.
I can't imagine people actually pay for that. We got it because it thought it'd be neat to be able to do some flavored, water and shit. But I've only used it once or twice. The kids use it.
You might as well just give up.
No, I got it now.
Oh, there you're off. Okay, here you go. But so what else? What'd you do this weekend?
Nothing.
What's that?
Went to Nashville Saturday.
Sebastian could just.
Yeah.
His airsoft.
But then he immediately got it taken away.
That was the whole purpose.
That's what all those parts of broken gun are out there. That
didn't
smashed
see
up airsoft out there. I didn't bust open his new gun, but he had that zombie one that he runs
The
around
green
with.
one, yeah.
So we go out there and the cricket bins are fucking shot full of holes. Through and through. So he was shooting the cricket bin. He's got plenty of targets and shit, but he's got... I said, what happened? I don't know. I go, so...
I don't know, Dad.
He goes, and then he
Those
knows,
damn crickets!
so he knows he's been caught, and he goes, it was a misfire. I said, you want to try again? I said, that's not going to work either. I said, go get me all those airsoft guns. Well, this is the only one I have here. That'll do. I said, smash it up. And he half-ass smashed it, so I busted that motherfucker in 4 or 5 pieces out there. So, needless to say, I'm guessing he won't be shooting any more shit he shouldn't be shooting with the airsoft gun.
It was a misfire.
So I felt bad
47
about
of
it. I felt bad about it, and I went to Walmart last night to get another one, and they didn't have one. They had a lot of other shit that would do way more damage. So he did get a very nice.
I was gonna say he has so many of them that was probably that was the least one.
Yeah, but that's the one he runs around here and fucks
Yeah.
around with. It's like the more toyish version.
Right.
Of it.
Mhm.
But
That's the one he asked for Christmas.
that's the one he got for Christmas.
Yes.
Well, it'll probably stand out in his mind that it's smashed into pieces. Then maybe he won't shoot some shit he shouldn't be shooting with it.
It's right here.
But he got a the guys at Nashville Airsoft. We go in there and they always take care of us. They're very cool. They got a new building. They over by the indoor go-kart racetrack place. They got a new warehouse that they're outfitting. It's gonna have an indoor field and a pro shop and everything in there. So they'll be moving pretty soon. And he said,
Do you play there? Like, is it like you
Yeah,
go?
you
Yeah,
go-
they have
okay.
an outdoor field, yeah.
yeah, they have an indoor. It's huge
I've never
warehouse.
played that. I just didn't
So-
know if it was like that.
Like we talked to the owner, and we talked all the dudes there are cool, man. Luke works over there. He's very cool, and the owner over there. And he said, man, every time I get a bill, it costs more and more and more. He's like, I knew the build out because we got like a shell, so now they're having to build it out, and we just have a storefront and a couple bathrooms and a changing room. And he's like, man, the cost just keeps going up and up. I go, I know how you feel, man. I know exactly what you're talking about.
So they're going to have an indoor course there too?
Yeah, and-
that'll be cool.
And it's cool because it's right next to, it's literally in the same building as the indoor go-kart place where we went to.
Oh.
That's neat.
So they'll steal a lot of traffic. It'll be good.
They'll
for-
trade traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be
they'll,
good.
they'll
Yeah.
have families that come and want to do both. That's neat.
It's right by the stadium.
Huh? I did not know that was there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We went and rode go-karts for, I don't know, maybe Sebastian's birthday or something. And no, that just happened.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
I
we
remember
went and
seeing the
rode
picture. Yeah, when
go-karts
y'all
or
went and did that. Yeah.
something. And because the kids were riding, they had to run at a turn-down rate. The cars weren't fully turned up.
Mhm.
So Amanda and I rode with the kids, and even with the cars turned down, as you're coming into corners and shit, cars in front of you, rubber's coming off the tires and shit. Like you're moving enough that it's fucking chunking tires off when your face is just covered in fucking tire rubber when you're done.
Sounds fun.
That's neat.
But
Little black burn marks on your
if you ever go do that shit, take your own helmet. Like the helmets they have are pretty shitty and they fog up. But if you we got a shitload of helmets around. So if you ever go do it, just take your own helmet to do it.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing those pictures y'all went. And I said it was cool.
It was during the summer because I was in a tank top and I had fucking tire rubber.
Like cooking bacon naked almost. Huh?
It was something.
Precarious is the word for today.
Curious.
Precarious.
I wonder how I could precariously use that.
I don't think I cooked enough. I just do 4 plates out of this one.
Look at you guys in your shorts like it's supposed to be warm today.
I was going to, man. It's supposed to be in the 70s. I wore shorts yesterday.
I wore shorts yesterday.
It was fucking 40 this morning.
Yeah, but the
It sure
sun
feels
wasn't
good.
quite up at the
Yeah.
thing where it,
When the sun gets in the air, it
Radiates
heats
and-
things up.
yeah. It's
I
just,
saw it in a movie once.
What did you guys do?
No, Lance, you're wrong.
What'd you do this weekend?
I went to Nash Vegas and had a great weekend. I had an amazing weekend actually. It was pretty good. It was just relaxing and went and did some shopping. Got some new kettlebells and that little.
Yeah. Your throw ball, whatever.
Yeah,
I'll try
that
that
thing.
out.
That's gonna be pretty
It's like
cool.
those the racquetballs use, but you have to find a door everywhere, and it's kind of hard to like locate it. This has a cord on it, so you can actually adjust it to whichever
Yeah.
area you need it. Which
It's
is
got 2
pretty
different density. It's just got a sleeve over the one. And
Yeah.
went and ate at Virago and had Wagyu beef and everything. It was
Stone
fucking
steak.
good.
Somebody
Yeah.
sent me an email last night and said, "Hey, I watched your video mentioning Wagyu beef. I don't know if you found a place. Here's a link. There's a place in North Alabama that has Wagyu beef. So Wagyu beef is Kobe beef comes from Wagyu beef. To be Kobe, it has to be grown in Kobe, Japan. Those cows are massaged and fed beer and shit. So it's just like sparkling wine.
Uh-huh.
Champagne is sparkling wine, but not all sparkling wine is champagne. It has to come from that region.
Okay.
That's the deal. So a side of cow, hanging weight, I think they said the biggest steer they had was like 480 pounds, one side, ready to go. And it has a breakdown of what you get out of that cow for that. So your market rate on it's $4.25 a pound. So for under $2,000, you can get that fucking side of cow.
Yeah, because if you go and get 4 ounces at the store, it's
Like it makes 63 1 pound
Yeah,
bags
that's
of
a-
hamburger.
that's really
There's 4
good.
pounds of filet mignon, so you
Yeah.
get about 16 fillets out of it.
The steaks that I buy him every day is like $6.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, but I'm talking about
I
market
would say,
price
yeah,
when
'cause
you're at a
that's cheaper
restaurant.
than-
At a restaurant, it's $60 for a serving.
Right.
So that's
it's a deal as far as like that goes.
a side and it's already processed, or is that just for the side?
That's
the
already
side.
processed.
I don't know. I don't have that. I don't know.
Okay.
They had one thing available, and then they got some more coming available in a couple weeks here. There's some more.
The problem is, where do you put 480 pounds?
Yeah,
of
that's
meat?
a
Yeah,
that's a
fucking-
serious freezer.
At the new shop.
Big deep freeze.
Yeah, you need a big walk-in freezer with a hanger and shit on it.
No hanger.
What?
You could hang your big side of beef just because it would look cool.
No, if it's already processed, man, it's all.
He said he didn't know if it was all processed.
But then we're gonna
I
get it
guess you should
processed.
decide.
I think at $4 a pound for that
I
much,
bet you
get
they
it
process it, or they have a local process,
Yeah.
so you could have it ready to go. I'm guessing it's not included in that cost. You would have to have that meat taken and have it processed. But by the time you pick it up, it would be ready to go.
Heck yeah. And then you don't need a hanger.
I just think it'd be cool to walk in into your cooler and have an actual.
I figure we'll put a processing room at the new place, about the size of the old cooler that we just tore down, and just put it on a slab, have it all metal walls inside, so we can just spray the whole fucking thing on.
Yeah.
So when you guys do deer or whatever.
You could drain it and stuff. Just drain it out like that. That'd be cool.
Yep. So we're gonna go get some hog panels this morning, move the goats over to the new building. I don't know what putting T-posts in there is gonna be like. The ground, I'm guessing it's pretty
Just
soft.
a bit
It's
frozen, yeah.
It's been wet. It should still be alright.
So we'll just put up
At least it's not frozen.
4 T-posts per panel. The panels are 16 feet, so 3. We'll put 1 on each corner and 1 in the middle, 3 per panel, and then just run it 2 panels, so it's 32, 16 feet, so 32 by
32.
16. Just put the pin out there, and then we can. When we're ready to move them, we'll just tack on another one, and then take the pin down and move it. But it'll get all that shit out of here.
Yeah.
The chickens will be more manageable. I think that's what's running a lot of them out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sure.
The crowd.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Those little babies up there are funny to watch. They're just starting to jump around a little bit.
They're the size of small dogs.
Yeah.
They're tiny.
One got stuck in one of the holes in the panel. Halfway in, halfway out.
Feel like his stomach was stuck on it.
He wasn't really stuck.
High
He just-
centered.
Yeah. He just didn't realize he could go
Yeah.
forward or backwards and started to panic. They got a bunch of chicks at the Tractor Supply, which means the farmer's market probably has a bunch of chickens and shit there too.
Well, maybe when we get to the new place, we have room. We can have a turkey that won't drown itself. Ours was emotional. He was like, I can't take it anymore.
Well, he climbed up the gangplank. I figured I'd put that there. We have a 280-gallon stock tank. Sits about this high. It's probably 8 feet across or so. And we put something so that the ducks could walk up and get in the water. We've never seen a fucking duck or a goose in there, but somehow the turkey got up there and never got back out.
But you know what's funny though, is because it's not just a plank of water, it's a V. So it goes down in the water on the other side too.
Yeah, so they can get out.
Yeah.
Like a little floating dock to it.
And flipping things around.
He was albino, and so even in the wild, he was selected to be eaten.
Why you gotta be against white people?
No, it was a
You said he was albino.
He was.
Well, he was albino. Like that made him automatically stupid. And he was gonna drown.
It's not good for natural selection in the wild to be bright white when all you're around is woods.
You go tell that to a polar bear.
They're not around the woods.
So,
I want that big vehicle that they drive out on the glaciers with to see the polar bears.
Oh, big sea cat thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
badass.
that would be pretty cool.
I don't know where we're driving around here.
No, I drive it everywhere. I go pick Cody up at school.
I think you got to get one of
What was
those.
that? Like,
One of those ducks from World War II. You know, like you see at Branson, Missouri, and stuff like that for all the tour guides. I think we should get one of those.
what is it?
It's like a little amphibious vehicle.
Yeah.
It's you can drive it off a ship into the water, up on the beach. Kind of like the.
Like things they had in Saving Private Ryan or whatever, like that they lowered down and they all got blasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But this doesn't have a ramp on the front
Okay.
like that. Everything is just like
It's
a
just
big,
a truck.
yeah, and it's on tires.
Okay.
But it's like a boat hull on tires and stuff.
Had a propeller on the back.
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, I always wondered, I was like, how do they actually move forward? I was like, do you just spin your tires a lot? Or I was like, it doesn't seem like a very good propulsion. I didn't know that. I didn't know it had a propeller in the
What's
back.
LAV have? They got a propeller on the back of them? Because
Yeah.
some of those could go
Yeah.
on.
Oh yeah, no, LAVs can go in the water. Yeah. Yeah, well, and the propeller it gets enough thrust that's what they just like an airplane in the air. That's the whole engine. So when they're on ground, that's what's pushing them too. It's just moving that much air.
That's why I have wheels.
You see the new tricks at top the chickens up there.
Are they going to come eat?
They didn't know.
I'm sorry.
Hey, come eat!
Are you gonna eat?
Yeah.
Get the other guy.
You're gonna get your where your potatoes at?
I didn't bring any. I didn't go get any this weekend. I should
You're
have.
saying you don't have enough food.
I forgot yours.
Here.
Yep, I did. No, here. I'm
I have a
protein.
protein. I was like, I have a protein shake just now, so
You're not eating?
I can eat.
Eat. Here, I'll cook her. Shoot.
He's gonna cook you.
That's the one. I knew I was fucking off one.
He usually does from the inside.
Oh, am I in your way?
No, I was just
You
waiting.
what?
I was
There's-
doing
so-
it for it.
Oh.
Saturday, whenever Mallory went to Oak Ridge for her bridal shower,
John said if you didn't have forks,
I've been
you gotta
telling
use your
Kent I was
fingers.
gonna come down and see his shop forever since I met him. I guess I went down and saw his shop. I reloaded a little bit before.
Yeah, we grab it.
He reloads a lot of it. Like his analytical balance that we were
Hey, you gotta lift that fucking thing when you close it. That's why all that
Don't-
wood shaving's down there.
Don't look at me like that right now.
Who are you speaking to?
Him?
Yeah, you talk to John like that again.
I
Don't
wasn't
you tell
even
John how to live
I
his
wasn't even
life?
looking at John. I was making eye contact with you when I said that. You knew who I was talking about.
Listen
Heather
up.
has to work her way into the video.
Actually, I'm gonna just the way your head was, the glare on your
Did you get a
glasses, it
tattoo
was
on
hard
the
to
back
tell which
here?
way you were
Did you
going.
get a tattoo behind your ear? What is that?
It's like tape or something.
No,
There's something back there. There really is.
Tell Steve he needs to aim better.
no, right? It's
Did you
Steve.
wear your mummy costume this weekend?
My mummy costume. With that, no, I don't know what that was.
It was calm.
But anyway, we got to use all his stuff, and he
What,
gave
you
me.
got like a big Dylan? Like a pretty
I make him
No.
work
You just
on.
plug it in the wall and
Yeah, right.
No, everything's done by hand.
so like an old single stage rock chucker.
No, his is a Redding. It's a fucking super expensive.
Some shit he made.
It's more science involved in that than I've ever seen anyone do reloading. We measured everything from the concentricity of the cases to the case walls to the case walls that are up where the bullet's actually seated to the bullets to the individual cases and weight. We were measuring the cases down to 1,000th of a grain and separating them out. If they weren't within 2 thou, we threw it out. We didn't use it. Like I've never ever done anything. We were measuring the grains in the powder down to a kernel. One kernel. And he had the math worked out where he knew what one kernel would do to your bullet in feet per second at 1,000 yards and how many inches that would correlate to so that you could be within a quarter MOA at 1,000. It was the craziest thing. His analytical balance cost $6,000. It was the same shit we used in biotech. I saw it and I was like, is that an analytical balance? He's like, yeah. Yeah, this is this, and this. I was like, we opened the door to the shop and he forgot he opened it when we first started weighing charges. He's like, oh, shut that. He's like, the air outside is making this shift. And it was going all crazy. It was the wildest thing I've never seen anyone, and he drew it on the board and showed me what harmonic wave we were looking for and at what bullet speed it was going to exit and miss the node and which one it wasn't going to do.
How can he translate that into profit?
That's just the classes he's going to be teaching, and then obviously, you know, he competes, which is why I guess he does so well.
And because he's such a high level shooter, people want him to build their guns.
Yep, and that's, he said they're at like 10 weeks back on theirs, and he was in there doing stuff and taking stuff apart. And
This is Kent Rush from Southern Saratoga.
I told him I'd wear his shirt, but man, it's cool. You walk into the shop. Oh, and his siding. I was gonna take a picture of it. The siding on the front of their desk is the stuff we put in the ceiling.
Yeah.
I was like, is this luminescence? He's like, I don't know what it's called. I was like, it is. I was like, I can tell. I just saw this not long ago. Sure is though. It looks really good in the shop.
That's cool.
But man, they really did some crazy shit there. Stuff I'd never seen. I thought I could sort of shoot. We used a bench rest tool that it doesn't hold. It's not like the lead sled where it holds your rifle, so it doesn't mess any of your vibration up like that. But you don't use any manipulation with the front. It has like a little joystick on it so that you can move it around. And then when you're done, it sticks and you put your hand down so that you don't touch the rifle at all. Just when you're developing loads to make sure that you're not messing up.
Oh,
point of
gotcha.
aim. I had a 5-shot group that was.
Why even shoot anymore? Why not just put it in a little,
I saw that on the movie with the triangle telescope thing.
put it on a little robot chassis?
Yeah, you could. I guess that's for his thing. You know, I just never seen anyone split hairs that fine before. Just to be that perfect.
Reminds
And
me a lot of Shooter. That's the movie.
Yeah, I asked him. I said, "How many of these do you load at a time?" And he had a cabinet that's as tall as this cabinet. I don't know. He had 1,200 bullets in there and 3,000 cases and stuff. He's like, "I'm gonna load all these for my matches this season." I was like, and I mean, it took me 4 hours to do what he wanted me to do. He's probably faster at it than I am, and that was 30 cases.
Does he have a sponsor for that shit, or is he gonna buy all that shit?
I think, I guess he shoots for Meredith, and then I don't know what else, because I think he's looking like Olympic-wise. I don't know how far he's gonna go. I know he's won a lot of stuff, and so I didn't know he was in that level, but he's evidently in like the upper echelon. That's how him and Daryl Buell are such good buddies, because everything he does was good, and then he took lessons from Daryl Buell, who won the world a few times, and so. But it was crazy just to listen to him talk about it. He knows that stuff like nothing I've ever heard anyone explain before.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about when he starts talking about it.
He told me when I came, he goes, "All right, here's a comfortable seat. Now sit down and don't fall asleep on me." And he went and got in front of a board and started writing all this stuff down and telling me stuff. And
We need to put him with Scully.
he was super interested. Yeah,
Yeah, I bet
they
do.
probably like enjoy talking to each other because it's the two different dialects of performance shooting, really like that. But it was neat to see.
Did you get new shoes?
Yeah.
Yep. Why'd you go with us?
I like them. I tried on another pair of Solomons, but I've got several pair of Solomons, and I was like, well, I'll try these. So.
I've tried on North
Those are the
Face.
lace ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
I've tried on North Face many times, and every time, like, they'll have awesome looking shoes, and every time I put them on, they just never fucking fit my feet, ever.
Yeah. They do fit a little bit different. They feel like they have a little more support underneath the ball of my foot or something. Kind of like, between the toes and the ball or something like that. They do feel a little bit different, but
I think Justin said they're terrible shoes.
did he?
I think so. Somebody was just asking in the video the other day what shoes you and I wear, and typically I wear Solomons all the time. Lance has a bunch of pair of Solomons, which is what you were asking about. That's what he had on.
Yeah.
And then he's got on. They're nice looking.
Yeah, they're
North
little
Face
trail
shoes.
runners.
And then somebody was asking about pants. I wear Cole pants most of the time. I've got 10 different versions of them. They make a very lightweight version. They make a heavier version for walking around. And just everyday stuff, I'll wear a 30-inch length or a 32. But for driving the razors and shit like that, or if I'm going to be riding something, I wear a 34-inch pant just so it doesn't raise up over the tongue of my shoe. And then when we're driving, I'll wear a solo, a heavier boot when we're out running the razors, or if I'm riding a dirt bike or something and just don't want to put on full motocross boots, I'll wear the Solo shoe because it's real heavy, especially if you got a big, like a 650 or something that you're kickstarting, that you those heavy pegs and shit. Because I change all my pegs out and they're a little sharper, so I wear a much heavier boot with those that'll just fucking tear a tennis shoe up.
or a shin.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, but that would hurt.
Man, I've seen dudes that have fucking completely flapped this
Down to
knee.
the bone.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
all the way back.
I can only imagine. I've had to get stitches from mountain biking, in times.
Yeah, I
Really?
was gonna say. Yeah, I know just that whenever I had
Before I-
steel mountain bike
When I had
pedals,
bought those little shin guards that I thought pussies wore.
yeah, until you clip in and you can't do that really.
Yeah.
It's different. But like I had the hard plastic, but I went to steel because I had a better traction on them.
Uh-huh.
And the first time my feet came off those and hit them, like I had to stop for a minute, and I was like, all right, don't cry.
Right.
Like it was a certain amount of pain. Like the blood was one thing, but it was like when you hit your pinky toe on
it's
furniture
like
in your
right
house. It
there on
doesn't
your
even hurt
shin,
yet.
man.
My pinky toe, I
You
can
know it's
take
about to hurt.
I can take my pinky toe right now and bend it 90 degrees out and click it, and it'll stay 90 degrees out, and I can click it back.
Break it.
I fucking just hit it so many times in the garage when we were working in the
That's
garage. Just
yeah.
running through, moving real fast, and smacking on a weight or something. Yep.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it'll to this day it'll fucking still do that.
I went down when I was at Kent's. His buddy Zach from High Performance Parts, the diesel shop.
Yeah.
He came down and saw me, so I could hang out with him a little bit and talk with him. They evidently all like our stuff. They have a truck there that was in the SEMA show.
Yeah, it's a 1,000 horsepower truck, the 6-door truck.
I guess it's a big
1,000
garage.
Did you
horsepower
see it?
truck.
I didn't get to see it. I didn't go to their shop. He said they're going to clean it up if we get it down there.
Fucking, it's huge if it's the truck I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And it's got 6 doors.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking
They
very
have some
cool. It's got
crazy
it's got to be sitting on 44s or better. It's
Mhm.
fucking enormous, and
Really?
it's putting 1,000 horsepower down.
Yeah.
They that's what he hit me up. He's like, "Do you want to build a big power truck?" I'm like, "No, no, I don't. I just need my shit to run whenever I start it."
And that's, I asked him, he's like, literally, he's like, there's everything from your headlights to valve bodies to just the regular stuff. He's like, we have all of that. And then he's like, if you want to fine tune things and tweak things, he's like, we can do things that most of the shops either just don't know about yet or don't do a lot of. And he's like, that's the high performance stuff is where we really specialize. He's like, we can do anything.
So Hicks's guy that's working on the excursion.
Mm-hmm.
He's been by twice. He finally caught us yesterday. He came by. Dude pulled in the lot real fast, and he had a 25-foot or a 30-foot gooseneck on, and he had a huge Ford on there. It had old Rockstar rims, and it was a very nice looking truck, white Harley Davidson edition. So the 16-year-old kid got it for his birthday. Talked his dad into taking it over. There's another performance shop in Jackson, not this one.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be an off-road shop or something. And they wrote a program or put a tuner or something on this Ford, and a couple weeks later, transmission shot. So he had it put in a transmission. Is putting or had put a transmission in. I don't know in what order that's happening.
It's an expensive mistake.
But that's what you hear all the time. Like when you put a tuner on, fucking have your transmission.
See, I saw some of those things that people were saying do the training first.
Right. Well, I'm not putting a big fucking boost and a tuner and shit.
And I asked him about it, so I tuned mine. He brought the thing and tuned it. It's getting 22 miles per gallon now. But he said, there's a tuner, and he said, you can do 30, 60, 90, 120, 160, 210. He said, yeah. He said, if you put 210 on this engine, and he knew the ratings for how much torque it can handle and how much horsepower it can handle stock. And he said, yeah. He's like, you put 210 on it. He's like, it would be okay if you never really got into it. He said, but if you get into it, you're way over those stock limits. And he said, if you ride the red line on something for a long time, it's going to break. He said, if you go way down, so you can get performance out of it if you want it. He said, but you'll get the other stuff out of it. He said, you just have to know what it is you want to do. He's like, if you want to hot dog your truck some, he was like, you can't tune it like you want to hot dog it and then leave out the rest. He's like, the rest will catch up with you and then you'll have to replace it.
That's what he said. So we're doing a stage 1 turbo. I said, so I don't know shit about this. What stage 2, 3, 4, 5? And he said, man, I wouldn't be comfortable putting a stage 2 turbo on this truck unless we do the rods and some other shit at the same time. Mm-hmm. I said, well, I just need to pull the trailer and I need this motherfucker to run for another 10 years. Mm-hmm. So we're going to do a stage 1 turbo. We're going to do inline coolant filters, inline oil filter, inline fuel filter, some other fuel filtration shit. They got to to do the excursion, the body has to completely come off the truck.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Really?
So your labor's $2,500 automatically just from the start before anything else, before any of the other shit. So said and done, they're going to take that off, do all the work. He's a Ford master mechanic. He works at a Ford dealership. He does the shit on his own time. He did Rodney's truck, right?
No, he worked on a couple other buddies of mine. Works on them all the time.
Okay, so we're gonna do some programmer. I don't know. It wasn't EFI Live that he was talking about. There's some programmer he likes. We're gonna do that turbo. I'm just gonna let him run with it, do his shit, and see what it does.
Yeah.
And then we'll. I
Gotta
think
be an improvement.
I want to run that Icon. I want to run Icon. I think lift. Who's Icon lift? I think. 7. I want to run 37s on that truck, but it's. I think we'll probably just do 35s.
I'll have to bring a Pablo stool with a
And then-
retrieval rope.
And then I'll have your guys. These other dudes. We'll give them the Dodge.
That's what he specializes in anyway.
So they do headlights and everything.
Yeah, headlight. He was telling me because I was looking for running boards and shit like that, and he was like, "Yeah, you can do this and this and this." He's like, and was giving me ideas. I like told me some stuff that I didn't know about Dodges, and he was like, you know, when you and you know about turbos and stuff like that, but like, you know, let it run down so the turbo cools off, and just little stuff I didn't know about running a diesel. It was neat. He spotted something right off the bat. We popped the hood, and he found there's a plug in my airbox that evidently in Dodges, like there's a plug that goes inside the plug. If that plug comes out, you're sucking raw air into there, and that's not good. And he saw it and was like, hey, and so Kent had some stuff, and we plugged it up and everything. But just seemed to know stuff and answered all my questions 3 times because I asked him over and over and over. But
That's awesome.
he was real nice.
That's cool. So we're going Saturday.
He said Saturday at 3 they'll have the shop cleaned up, and you can bring whatever you want, and they'll look over stuff or tell you about whatever you want. Just,
Dude, I got a SEMA truck they built for the SEMA show. It's a 6-door Dodge. If it's the truck I'm thinking of,
it is. It's the big
it's
gray one in their
1,000.
pictures.
It's 1,000 horsepower fucking truck. It's on their Facebook page. It's fucking pretty cool.
Yeah, they had some pretty neat stuff. He had a bunch of stuff done to his. He has a Dodge just like mine, but it's black. And he took me for a ride in it, and it was.
So those steps
it was not regular.
The steps out there are the infab steps,
Mm-hmm.
and I like the way they look. But that fucking foot hoop is in completely
Too
wrong.
far.
I
Too
want
far
to cut.
forward.
I want to cut both those fucking hoops off of there, and put just one, like you see on the Toyotas,
One big
that
one.
steps out. So you can somewhat use it as a slider as well. Because right now it's just 2 hoops. You'll catch that shit, bend it, always digging in dirt and shit. So
See, I would never thought.
if we just run one hoop like the PreRunner trucks have, it would be way more functional. Plus, you can put your foot wherever the fuck you want it. The way it's at right now,
you
You
gotta
gotta
I gotta
forward.
turn
Step.
sideways out of the fucking truck and then use the step, which is tearing the shit out of the seat. I'm gonna have all the seats gone through. I'm gonna have all the seats, order up new cushion foam for them, new seat bases,
Yeah, you're soft on the sides.
and then
sat down.
do them all in leather. I don't know whose leather we're gonna use. We might just use our own leather and fucking build it. I really don't want to mess with that shit. I'll probably cat skin's an option. There's a bunch of options out there where you can order your exterior contrasting, cord, thread, color, and shit.
Sheepskin.
But like seats are pretty much modular. Like you fucking peel them off, you fucking put them back on, like taking a sock on and off.
Like upholstering them like that.
Yeah, there's not a lot to it. Once you got your skins covered, made. So then the headlights. A lot of dudes are taking the headlight assemblies. Like I've got those awesome fucking Halo Euro headlights on the Dodge, on the F-250 and the Excursion. They don't work for shit. They look fucking awesome. The driver, you cannot fucking see any light, even on high beam. And we got the highest bulbs that Billy could get to put in those things, and they don't work for dick. But dudes are taking those. They're taking those housings. They're opening those housings up, and I figure we'll switch the low beam out to an HID, and then run a ballast. Well, you can get a street legal HID,
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Mercedes Benz has.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
and so I saw
I was
that like that you can get HID headlights.
Yes.
And because I was looking, I asked
Well,
the dude-
both those Porsches are HID
Yeah.
headlights. The Rover's HID, because so you can go as radical as you want. Whether you're going to get fucking stopped all the time depends
Right.
how radical you go. And then what they're doing for the high beam, they're cutting that shit out and they're mounting a fucking D2 in there. So they're putting a little rigid. You look at all the SEMA show trucks this year, fucking half of them have rigid lights in the headlight assemblies. And
That's cool.
there's dudes that deal with that too. When I started asking about that shit, there was 5 or 6 companies that kept getting mentioned over and over and over and over. And everybody says, stay away from Spider Robotics. You see them advertising in
yeah.
all the magazines and shit.
Yep.
Those ones in my truck, I think are Spider. They look just like the Spider Robotic. They came from LMC truck, and they just don't fucking put out any light.
I read that and a bunch of stuff. They were like, they look awesome, and they're just not bright enough.
Yeah. So eventually we'll probably, because it's just like anything else, man. You can spend $350. You can spend $3,000 on a set of headlights. I've got enough fucking trucks out there that I'll use the same parts to fucking pay to get a good set of headlights. When we get rid of that truck, I'll just keep those fucking headlights and buy another truck because we have headlights that fit.
So they're putting those lights inside the housings, like to make them look like they're coming out of their regular lights.
Yeah, you can totally see them. Like there's a white truck that I the last one,
bright.
and they're taking all the rigid housings too.
Yeah.
You just disassemble them and powder coat the housing so you can match whatever color you want. James can do that shit. Hey, what about Lance bought some kettlebells, and like, so you can buy a fucking $150 kettlebell. You can buy a $35 kettlebell. And typically they all weigh the same. 35 pounds is 35 pounds. But it's the finish on them and the, you know, how the handles are molded. Some are like skulls and cool shit, grenades. But the paint they use on them chips off. If you clank them together, you put them on the ground, you pick it up, and the fucking paint comes off. So we were saying, let's fucking bead blast those things and powder coat them up.
That'd be sweet.
So I was saying, while you have them bead blasted, take a Dremel. Well, I don't know if they're hard metal or not. Take a Dremel tool.
Yeah.
Might chip.
Take a Dremel tool or something and fucking engrave like a Recon Jack in there or something, and then powder. It'd have to be deep though, so the powder coating would still be.
Your Versace patch.
If you do it,
Engrave that in there.
The Medusa. With the Medusa head in there. The John Willis Medusa, so it's got the goatee and
what kind of
everything.
metal is it?
It looks like cast iron or whatever or something. I mean,
not expensive probably.
yeah.
I was gonna say engrave it after it.
It's probably $5
After
worth of
cut.
metal that they're selling for $35.
Probably.
But could I make it? No, I couldn't. So I'd be more than happy to pay fucking $35 for it. All right, this has gone way too long. Whose food is this that didn't get eaten?
I got full.
What a little bitch. Here.
You better fucking swear your boy away.
Heather, this could have been yours, and I know if Heather come in here and eat this shit.
Heather, you want some more? Come on.
She quit cutting. I heard it stop.
Here she comes.
You want the rest of that one there? Just eat it. I know you do.
I don't know. Looking at me with y'all's judgmental eyes right now.
We just thought
Where
maybe
did
you'd
that
want some
come
snacks.
from?
Because I come in here and everybody's just staring at me.
Because we know you're out there eating M&Ms.
Mm-mm. I actually did really good this weekend.
How many Twinkies you had?
I didn't need Twinkies.
How was your horseshoe tournament?
It was raining. We didn't do that. But we did go out to eat at Mizo's, and I ate a bunch of that food. But I had a healthy breakfast, and I had that for lunch.
What are you
and I
saying?
had a
Miso's
light
is
dinner.
unhealthy?
Yeah, it's unhealthy. Whenever you cover it in yum yum sauce, which is what I do. So
You
it's
know what
very
yum yum
unhealthy.
sauce is?
It's like mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I know it's bad. But then yesterday, I did good.
You
I
ever had a mayonnaise sandwich?
No. But I ran yesterday, and I had healthy breakfast. And
Where'd you run it?
Just outside.
Where's your Google Earth pictures of it?
Yeah, if you didn't take selfies during it and you didn't post
So
about
there's
it,
a
they didn't
drone.
really happen.
There's a drone. They tell you it's $750, but all said and done, it's about $2,000. You gotta get the software and the tracker and shit. But you wear a little GPS tracker, and your drone takes off and follows you with a GoPro camera, and it stabilizes and follows you around. The only drawback is your battery life. It only runs for about 20 minutes. When these drones get low on battery or about to die, they will return. If you set them to do so, they'll return to where you took off from, so you don't have to go find your drone anymore. But that's a good way Heather could have accountability. All these times she's running, she could just have her drone follow her around and live feed it.
Whatever. People saw me running.
Who?
I don't know.
Call
There's
one of them
people
right
that
now.
were looking at me whenever I was going.
Call one.
But I went running, and then after that, I ran a little over 2 miles, and then I went walking with my friend. 'cause
Oh,
she
now it's
can't
walking.
run. No, I did that after I went running, and I walked
Why
over
can't
3
she run?
miles with her. She's just not that into
So she's a big fat kind of person.
No, she just started out trying to exercise, and it was kind of warm out, and she just didn't want to, so I walked with her over 3 miles, and it was these assholes come by, and she said
You said 2 miles a minute ago. Now you
No,
said
I
3.
ran.
First it was walking, and then it's running now.
No, I ran 2 or a little over 2, and then we walked about 3 or a little over 3, because I did this big.
So was
loop
it
that
3
we
or over
had.
3?
Or was it
I don't
3
know, I
or
didn't-
under 3?
I didn't have my run on that one, and then whenever I
We'll
was
get a
running,
rag and some water.
Did you spill some shit?
No,
Oh, they're
just-
gonna
Truth out
waterboard
here in
you?
a minute. Should we wear the waterboarding instructor shirts or just?
Yeah. My hip flexor kind of.
Hold on, there was something you were saying that I was interested in hearing.
Oh, there's 3 people that came by.
That's
there was
it.
just assholes in this Jeep, and I guess they had. They said it was a duck call. I thought it was like an air one or something.
Was it a black Jeep?
Oh, I don't know what it was.
Did it look really huge?
No, it was just this little one, and it didn't. It's those ones.
Did the
that didn't
tires
have
look bigger than the
windows.
Jeep?
No. It was just these 3 guys. I'm pretty sure they were still in high school, just trying to be assholes. And they walked by and like blew at us as they were driving by. And I have kind of a loud mouth sometimes, especially whenever. Well, if I'm walking with my friend to try to like help her feel better about
Did you
herself.
beat these little kids up?
No, but I did turn around and like. Whenever they went by, because they slowed down to do it, and they didn't have windows or anything on it, and I was like, fucking assholes, and I was like screaming at him. I was like, I'm gonna punch you in your goddamn face, and I was yelling at him, and I was like bugging him, and Kat's like, Heather, stop, and I was like, no.
Did you
She's
fucking
like, there's
draw down
3
on him?
of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was next?
I've been drinking green tea all
Oh,
day.
goddamn night. Did you draw down?
I don't like it. Like, if people are outside running or even walking,
Where
if they're
was this
trying
at?
to better yourself, people don't need to be doing
Where
that.
was this?
Just by the school.
She's assaulting kids by the school.
That's why I'm not allowed to go by a
Yeah.
school or a Chuck E. Cheese.
It was by the high, like we were running on the road by the high school, and well, I was walking with her. But anyway, they did that, and that made me mad. And,
We should get some. You got a goose call with you?
Oh no, I have turkey calls with me.
but really, if people are trying to run or walk outside to try to get exercise to make themselves better,
We're just flirting with you, Heather.
I don't care. That's not how you flirt.
It's Camden. That's how you pick chicks up.
Yeah.
Duck
That's how you
call.
get punched
Duck
in the
Dynasty.
face. Like, they
Haven't
don't
you heard-
expect women to punch
Haven't
them
you
in the
heard
face.
the
I'll
20
do
guys over at Palmer's with their duck calls all the time?
that. No, I don't really pay attention.
Don't you notice they only blow them at lunchtime?
No, I'm not really out there at lunchtime.
Sounds like a fucking duck pond out there. I'd like to see somebody launch some birdshot that way.
Well, they get on my nerves. It made me mad.
Well, thank
I
you
don't
for
like
sharing.
it, you know. But my
So
friend,
did you get a hold of one of them?
No, but Catherine said that she didn't know she wants to walk with me anymore because
For real?
she was like, I don't know if I should do that. Because she was like, what if they got out? And I'm like, well, then I would hit them.
Is this the girl you brought to my birthday? To
Mhm.
your birthday party?
Yeah.
Was she gay? Was she a lesbian when you were?
She's not a lesbian. She dated, like, her and this guy just broke up. They were together for like 6 years. And
That's a long time.
So from like 4th grade to 10th grade?
no, they started dating when they were 16, and she's 22 now. So
What does she do?
she works at with mentally challenged people.
Did she come here to try to get a job?
At one point, yeah, she like sewed for a day,
That's where I
and then
recognize
she
her
said
from.
that she didn't think that she could just sit down and sew all day. So,
That's right. I said some mean things about her.
well, she's doing all right. Like,
Good
she
for her.
works with mentally challenged people. She really likes it. She likes helping.
Likes it so much that she was going to quit and come work here.
No, that's whenever she first started, and her hours were kind of not good. But now she gets a bunch of overtime, and she gets to she likes getting overtime because it's helping her
Cool.
pay for her school. She's going to go to LPN school, and she's going to become like a head nurse and stuff. So
I was going to go to Hogwarts and become the head boy. And then become the headmaster, but it didn't work out so well. All right, this has gone long enough. Turn that shit off.